guys, how are you doing, and happy new year. Today I want to bring you information on updates and different changes made by the Malta agency while applying for your nomad residency permit in Malta. So stick with me, let's get started. Once again, happy new year guys. I know it's been a while I uploaded videos, like I've been out of Malta for a while now, but these changes started this 2024, so I couldn't wait any longer to bring it to you, okay? Because anybody starting now to apply for the nomad permits, you have to go through this new process. So I needed to bring it to you as soon as possible. So that's why I'm doing it from outside of Malta. Okay. So the first update I'll be talking about is the process it takes to apply for this nomad permit. I know in my other videos I've listed like what the process I took to get mine, but now there's been a lot of changes and you should be aware of it. So the major change in the process is the application itself. Prior to now, that's last year and previously, applying for the nomad permit would just be you sending email to them and telling them you earn this amount, you are from here and you want to apply, how do I proceed? And they will come back and list everything you need. Then you go from there. The next step would be you sending all those documents that they listed for you, sending it back to them on the email and telling them this is my formal application. But starting from this 2024, what you need to do now is, applying, you can still email them and say I'm earning this, I want to apply, but that's not all. You don't need to go through the email only. So now they will send a link. If you send email to them, they'll send you a link to their platform where you go and make a formal application. You know the way you might like apply for, let's say, your UK visa and stuff. So that's what you will do now. They will take you to their portal where you would register and start your application. So instead of you downloading some forms on their website, now you have to just go to the portal, sign in, and once you sign in or sign up, they will start asking you the same document, but it will now be on that page. They'll ask you to fill this information. So you are filling your name, your details, your employment details or your business details. That's what you are still filling. The same form you filled previously, that's what you are filling under your information. Even if you are applying for renewal, it's still the same thing. I'm gonna be applying for my renewal soon, and it affects me. I have to sign up on that portal and do my application there. Another major update yet is the premium visa route, because previously coming from Nigeria, we didn't have any Maltese embassy and stuff, so I had to go through the premium visa route, whereby you send your passport to Malta. They would stick your visa, they will stamp your visa there and send it back to you through UPS or maybe any other courier service. But that's what they used to do as of 2023. But now they've changed it, whereby you now go through the VFS. In Lagos now, you submit your documents. Instead of sending all these things, you just take your Schengen visa form that you filled and all, you have to print them out and go with your passport and go to VFS in Lagos, where you submit. That's where you're making your formal application for your entry visa. Okay, this process is actually for when the nomad agency has given you approval, final approval for you to, like, they've approved you for the digital nomad permit. So that's when you would now go to VFS. You are just going there for them to give you your entry visa to Malta. So they're gonna stamp the national visa that we use to travel to Malta, because you have to go to Malta before you're able to get your actual permit, the ID card. Okay, so now UPS don't have to come to your house and pick your passport. You are just taking your document with your passport to Lagos, to VFS, where you do everything. I'm still gonna bring to you the detailed process of going to VFS and returning if they ask question and all that. I've had people from other places do that, but not Nigeria particularly. So once I get someone from Nigeria, I'm gonna bring you updated information on how you go. But I believe it's still is straightforward. I mean, I believe that particular process is straightforward. Going to VFS, you don't need to stress yourself, and I believe you might not have to pay up to 300 euros again for the premium visa process. So even if you're paying for VFS, it won't be up to that. That's what I believe. And this VFS process, I believe, is not just for nomad route or stuff. I believe it would also be for study route, and maybe if you're applying for Schengen visa through Malta. Schengen visa, I mean, is the visitor visa. So I believe the VFS would cover all those. The second major change here is, take for instance, if you're applying from Nigeria. I applied from Nigeria. So if you're applying from Nigeria, a lot of us in Nigeria don't have tax IDs. Actually, we don't, unless you've been working with maybe a company that you pay tax, that pay tax for you, or unless, it just depends. But most of us usually don't have our tax IDs, and you now want to apply for this nomad permit. Now they've included that you have to specify your tax ID. You have to put your tax ID. I mean, that's a sad one coming from, but you have to find, because I had someone reach out to me because he didn't have tax ID and he already started the process last year, but now he's asking, how do I get tax ID? Because that's a mandatory field. So what do you do? What would you can't submit without specifying, without putting in your tax ID. I mean, he had to go and get his tax ID. You have to pay, but he said that he just tipped off the people because probably he knew people. I don't know, but just know that applying for Nomad Permit Malta as of 2024, you have to specify, you have to put in your tax ID. They want to see it. So if you don't have it, for instance, in Nigeria, I know you can get it. You might have to pay for, I don't know, but you can get it. But let's say you have your business, or you're working remotely, stuff like that. You're not working with companies in Nigeria and you need tax ID. If you want to get your tax ID now, they might tell you have to pay for those maybe last 3 years since you've not been paying tax. So that might be the price to pay. I don't know. I don't really know how, but I mean, they just need you to put it, so you have to get tax ID and put there. Later in the video, I would explain further why I think they now require the tax ID. Okay. Another update to the Malta Nomad Permit is regarding your tax payments. Previously, as a nomad, you don't pay tax in Malta at all. You don't pay tax. You pay tax to your home country, but not in Malta. But now they've brought another update as of 7th December 2023. So now, as a nomad, starting from 1st of January 2024, or when you apply for your nomad permit, anyone that is later, you now have to pay tax in Malta, 10% tax as a nomad permit holder in Malta. You have to pay tax. I mean, when you're applying for the permit, you have to declare, you earn above 2,700 euros per month, right? Or you make it from your business. So, but declaring that also means you are showing maybe your employment letter or your business stuff. So from there, they already they will see what you earn monthly, right? So you're gonna be paying 10% of that, of your gross income monthly. However, there are few exemptions. For instance, there is what they call double taxation relief, whereby if you are paying in your home country and you're paying in Malta, there is a relief they will give you. I mean, I don't have all the details to explain this, but I believe, how can you be paying tax here and there? So if you can prove that you pay at least 10% tax in your home country or stuff, or in another place, they might be able to relieve you of the tax they might be able to relieve you of the tax payment. That's what I can interpret this as. Also, there is what they call exemption period. This exemption period is like, let's say you are applying for a fresh digital nomad visa, digital nomad permit, so they can give you a grace period of 12 months whereby you will not pay tax, but you have to declare that your residence in Malta is non-casual. I mean, the declaration is more like they have form that you fill declaring that your first 12 months in Malta is non-casual. I don't know what they mean by non-casual, but like filling the form and declaring, well, that's when you are just applying for the first time, or let's say you've applied previously but it's been a while, like about 2 years, so you're not applying again as a fresher or renewing. No, not renewing, but applying as a fresher. But if you are renewing, like someone like me, I've had the nomad permit for about 12 months now, and I'm renewing, I'm expected to start paying the 10% tax. So just have that in mind. With this new update of paying tax in Malta, it just got me thinking, like, what am I to benefit after paying tax in Malta? I mean, they said you can file for tax return later, but I'm just thinking, what would it benefit me exactly? I mean, I've not figured out, I've not seen, because some other countries that do digital nomad visa, like Spain and Portugal, for instance, you pay tax. Obviously, you pay tax in that country. You move your tax residence, but you gain something from it at the end of the day. After staying there for 5 years, paying tax, you are eligible to apply for your PR and then for citizenship in the case of like Portugal and I think Spain as well. But for Malta, you pay tax, but still after 3 years you go home. You don't, like, you can't establish something permanent. You can't do permanent residence through the nomad permit. So what's the point of paying tax exactly? I'm already a tax resident, right? But I'm not gaining nothing. I still pay for health insurance because the locals in Malta, they don't pay for those things. You just go free medical care. But now you're paying tax in Malta. You still pay for your insurance, health insurance. You don't even gain PR at the end of the day. So what's the point? You know, I know I've been procrastinating on bringing you the Spain digital nomad process and the Portugal digital nomad process, but I'm gonna do it soon because now I'm just saying the major reason I chose Malta was because I wasn't gonna pay tax. But since I'm paying tax now, I don't see the major point anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna explain to you the Spain nomad process. But just know, like, the Spain nomad process, I mean, it's straightforward, but you still have to show tax ID, and also the tax for Spain is 24% flat rate, no matter your income, 24%. Then also for Portugal, it's about 20% flat rate. But no, in Portugal, you can still work in the country. You can still work in the country, also in Spain. I'm gonna bring you major information on those, so you also decide which one to go for at this point. Because I mean, I was hyping Malta a lot because I didn't need to pay tax, but now I'm not hyping it anymore. Just know, okay? And guys, just know that in as much as I'm not hyping Malta anymore, I still feel like, yeah, it's a good start, because depending on what you're making, paying 10% tax will still be better than paying on that same income 24% or 20%. So if Malta is just like a means to somewhere else, then you can still consider it. It's still okay. So don't feel like I'm discouraging you, right? I mean, I'm still gonna renew mine and pay the tax, but you've not started. You need to be well informed before making your decision, right? Also, honestly, the Malta agency, they're not taking time. I know when I did my own application, it didn't take up to 2 months from the first time I emailed them to when I got my visa. It didn't take up to 2 months, but now it takes like a long time. I don't have time frame to give you here, but it takes quite a long time now. I mean, when you even email them, they take time before getting back now. So just know that the application process itself is now a longer one. You make your formal application or you send them email, just be patient. They might not respond immediately, like I said in the previous videos, okay? And most importantly, guys, I've seen some few cases now that they denied. I don't have the full information, the full gist on why exactly they were denied, but I just need you to be careful. I've had a lot of people come to me to ask me, like, how would they show the proof of funds, like, to the Malta. So I gave them my honest opinion, which was, just be careful. So the Nomad permit is not like study visa, for instance, where you can show proof of fund. Like, if you do that, you will see that you're wasting your money at the end of the day, because they want to see transparency. So you might not be able to have your way around it, okay? And also make sure all the criteria that I listed in the other videos, that you meet them all before applying, because those are why they deny people. Take for instance, I told you they won't deny. It's not likely that they will deny your visa, but what they will deny is your approval. And your approval, you would pay for 300. You pay 300 euros for them to check your application. That's not your visa, your application. So that's what you will have to lose if they deny it. It's not rejection on your passport, no, but it's just before you get to that point, they will tell you are not qualified for this, okay? But I had someone that was applied for a couple of people. The person applied with dependents, paid about 1 million in naira. That's like over 1,000 euros, but they deny the person, because if you're applying with dependents, you have to pay 300 euros per each person you are applying with. So imagine when they when they fail to approve it, you will lose that whole money. You will lose it. And the other person was asking me if you can protest it. That's if you can appeal. I don't think so, because they will give you the reason and tell you you are not qualified for this pathway, okay? So just make sure. And especially if this happens when maybe you're applying with dependents. If you're applying with dependents, just know that you have to be making much more than 2,007 euros per month for them to feel like, yeah, you're qualified. There is no specified amount per dependent you are going with, but just know that you have to making more than that, so you don't pay for all those things and they will deny you. Also, if you feel like they might deny you even as the main applicant, and you've paid for everybody about 1,000 euros, just apply for yourself first and make sure, yeah, you're qualified as a person, that you can apply for your dependents too, okay? So just to save cost, they're not denying your visa, right? They're denying your approval, but by then you would have paid some money. So you just be careful not to just waste the money, okay? That's it actually, guys, for this video. So just be careful when you're applying for this visa, this Nomad permit. If you still have some questions, I'm always open answering them for you, okay? But you also be patient. Sometimes it might take me days, a couple of days to respond to you, but I'm gonna respond to you, okay? So you should look forward to me bringing the VFS detailed process for you, and also the Spain and the Portugal Nomad visa, so you know which one you would want more. And if you are yet to subscribe to my channel and you like the content, or you look forward to these ones that I would bring in the future, do consider subscribing and liking or sharing with somebody, and I'm gonna see you in the upcoming one. Until then, keep being safe. Ciao ciao.